my mind. Hello, PeopleTube, and welcome back to another gaming news with Chris and Will. My name is Chris.
And I'm William, the real deal. How's it going?
Uh, all right, so instead of doing a live stream with fans or anything, we are finally going to cover what happened at E3. I've actually been thinking about what I was going to say on this, and we're going to try and condense it down into a 1 hour time. I think we can do that.
Yeah,
Um, don't get me wrong, it was a huge show. This year was easily one of the biggest fucking shows in years, especially about things to talk about. But we're going to try and condense it down to about an hour, and if we can, we'll probably go a few minutes over, and that will be fine. All
yeah.
right, so as I was watching this year's E3, I actually took notes on my iPad. Now, I did miss a couple things. If you watched E3 this year, there were certain events like the Microsoft one and the computer gaming one. Now, during those two events, they had like quick time ones where instead of stopping and explaining the game or talking about the game, they'd have like a fast montage. And especially during the Xbox One. I missed probably about 6 games from their montage because it was fucking fast and I couldn't keep up. And then the computer gaming one done the same thing. It had a montage as well, and I missed one or two on there. So I don't know if you have them or not, but I have basically all my notes and all the games that I was able to talk about through the stuff. So
Yeah.
oh, and once we're done talking about the conference, the certain conference, we will give it a grade. If you've ever been online, you'll notice that a lot of people will grade each individual conference with like an A, B, C, or D, because I feel like that's a pretty good system for the E3 events. Like I said, we're covering every event. So instead of like I did last year, where I'd make an individual video for each conference. So let's start with the first one. The first one was EA. Okay, the EA conference. The first game that they showed off was Battlefield 5. They showed off multiplayer, and they had an announcement which came with it, which just made me roll my eyes, and that was it will feature Battlefield Royale. I had to roll my eyes at this because I'm already sick of the Royale genre as a whole.
The whole
I thought
spiel.
when it first, yeah, I'm just sick of it already. It's just like fucking Call of Duty, just like Minecraft. This is something that's fucking blowing up, and then here within a year, maybe two, no one's gonna care. Saga, like every other EA conference, every year they show off what the next year's sports game is going to be. So we had FIFA 19, and they included the UEFA Champions League. I guess that's supposed to be a very exciting event. I don't know. I don't really know anything about soccer. I don't really talk about soccer all that much. I mean, do you know like about soccer a lot?
Not in detail.
Yeah. Um, they now have Origin Access Premier, which is a subscription service for your computers. EA already kind of has this type of subscription service on Xbox. It was called the what the hell is that called? The Pass, EA Pass. Is that what that's called?
Yeah.
And it's
Wait,
kind of like,
which what they announced Origins has been on for
well, yeah, yeah,
forever.
but it didn't have whatever this Access Premier was.
Well,
the
true.
the subscription service, which you can play. I guess the one of the different key differences between this and like EA Pass on console is
Yeah.
that you'll get the computer games on this one. Battlefront 2, the game was dead on arrival when it first came out, but of course they're trying to save it. They have the Han Solo season going right now. There's going to be a new squad mode. There's going to be dog fighting, a sandbox mode, and then they're adding in the Clone Wars as like a big event thing. The new heroes are featuring General Grievous, Ben Kenobi, Count Dooku, and Anakin Skywalker. And I would like to say this: I'm not sure how you have a fucking Star Wars game that expands through pretty much over a couple, like, 70, 80 years of films, and, like, Ben Kenobi wasn't in it to begin with. I don't know how you can have a Star Wars game without Ben Kenobi, but that's a thing. But now he's in it now. Unravel 2, which I'm not going to lie, I didn't expect that. The first Unravel was okay. It was different considering everything else EA does. And Unravel 2 actually looks kind of fun, and it's out now. Sea of Solitude, which in my notes I put new indie game about a girl being lonely and turns into a monster. That's basically it. That's the game. I do like the art style of the game. I think it looks interesting. NBA Live 19, Madden 19, Command & Conquer Rivals. Command & Conquer is a really popular RTS on computer, and now they're bringing it to phone, so you know people want that. And of course, Anthem story details. And Anthem, oh my god, for that game looks so fucking boring. Like, I was sitting there watching gameplay, and I was like, when's this gonna end? Like, I can't believe anyone's actually interested in this. This shit's fucking boring. The characters weren't interesting. The combat looks boring. Everything about it is boring looking. I just don't care about it. But as a whole, I actually gave E3 a D. Either a D minus or just a D. I think it was definitely one of the weakest conferences this year. In fact, it might actually be the weakest. I don't remember what other scores I gave, but it's definitely one of the weakest, if not weakest, in my opinion. So what did you think?
Yeah, honestly, from what I've seen of it, because only like looked here and there, because at the same time I was watching the conference, I was playing a game at the same time, and so didn't much care for it. And out of the stuff that I heard, it was dull, it was boring, it was typical stuff that EA puts out, and just ultimately it was just uninteresting. And for that, I give EA a D this year.
Yeah, EA was definitely one of the worst this year. All right, next comes Microsoft. Microsoft, I was not looking forward to. I figured they were going to shoot themselves in the foot this year, and I was half wrong and I was half right, and I'll explain as we go through. Microsoft started with Halo Infinite. I enjoy Halo, kind of. It's a series that I think that Microsoft has killed. Like, I don't see it coming back to a period of greatness like it used to be. It's definitely been watered down way too much. Like, there's too many. That's what I'm trying to say. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I actually didn't think they'd have a sequel. I guess I'm kind of glad they do, because I haven't beat the first game, but I really like the art style and I enjoyed what I played of it. Well, I'll probably beat the first game before 2 comes out eventually. Now here is the kicker though, is when I'm watching it and Microsoft got to show off the From Software game. That actually fucked me up, because From Software's last game, their huge one, Bloodborne, was PlayStation exclusive. And I thought their next game would be too. I was pretty shocked when Shadows Die Twice, the Sekilo, I'm sorry, I'm terrible at pronouncing these type of names, but whatever the hell it's called, got showed at Microsoft. I was actually mind blown by that. Like, it was for me. But one thing really stuck out for me, and that was the fact that Activision's name was on it. I don't like that being there. I've looked into it, and the game itself is a lot more like Tenchu than it is like Dark Souls, which is fine because I don't mind Tenchu. But it also seems more action oriented, along with like stealth, which I don't mind. But it's definitely not what I was expecting. And I'll get to when we talk about the PlayStation conference. I'll explain some other stuff too. Fallout 76, they showed it off. It was a prequel. It happened before 3 and the others, which I thought was really cool. And it takes place in West Virginia. It was confirmed at the Microsoft one. And of course, they showed the new trailer for it, which was absolutely enthralling. I love the new trailer where it shows them walking through West Virginia and it shows the different creatures and it shows like Bat Boy, Mothman and shit. I thought that was awesome. The trailer was fantastic.
Well, they first showed it off the Bethesda one, did they not?
No, Microsoft came first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Then came the awesome adventure of Captain Spirit, which will be free in June. That is it's a game from the Life is Strange guys. It takes place in Life is Strange world. So if you enjoy Life is Strange, you might want to check it out. I'm actually thinking about downloading it since it is free. Crackdown 3, but of course that got delayed. Fucking course it did.
Yeah, and I can almost guarantee you that game will be dead on arrival.
Goddamn guarantee it. Nier Automata, they're getting a definitive edition, which is fine. I'm actually glad that it's getting that because from what I hear, it's a fantastic game. I actually haven't played it. One day I might pick it up for cheap. Metro Exodus has showed some gameplay, which I'm actually really interested in. I enjoyed the first 2 Metro games. Kingdom Hearts 3, which I was shocked because it's not a PlayStation exclusive either. That actually got me as well. Sea of Thieves DLC. Battlefield showed a little more story. Battlefield 5 it showed a little more story. It looks okay, but I don't really care. Forza Horizon 4, which will be coming out on October 2nd. Not my deal. That's your shit. So if you want to talk about that real quick, you can.
Yeah, I'll talk about it once my turn to discuss everything.
Oh, okay. We Happy Few is coming out on August 10th. Now when the game was first announced, I was excited for it because I thought it would be this generation's BioShock. But when they released the demo or whatever it was, and it was a survival game, I was very disappointed in it. I do hope that they change that because it looks different. It looks like it might be a different game system entirely. Like they went back and completely remade it. I might give it a chance, but it comes out August 10th. So I might give it a chance, but I haven't decided. Fucking PUBG gets a new map? That's an E3 announcement for some reason. Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition, which is kind of cool. Because PlayStation pretty much has a lot of the Tales games, but Xbox is getting the Definitive Edition, which is cool. The Division 2, whoop-de-fucking-do. And then started the montage, and I tried to write down these as fast as I could, and I'm going to talk about some of the ones that I actually seen parts of and it looked interesting. Outer Wilds, I couldn't tell you anything about it. Too fast. After Party, it looked like a 2D game. Golf Club, it kind of looks like a free-to-play golf game, maybe. Warhammer is, of course, a Warhammer game. Fringe Wars, Below, Waking, Rage. Super Meat Boy Forever, I guess, is a sequel to the first Super Meat Boy. Planet Alpha, Sable, Bomber Crew, Children of Morta. And I missed several. Generation Zero, Ashen. Like I said, I missed a bunch of those. If you're interested in seeing what those are, they probably do have a list online. I don't know. Shadow of the Tomb Raider actually looks good. I'll talk about that during the Square Enix conference because they actually showed off gameplay. I'll talk about that then. Session. Looks like a really good skateboarding game, and we haven't had one of those since like Tony Hawk Underground. So I am excited for that. Black Desert MMORPG. If it's free, I might actually try that out. It could be something like you and me could play and try out. I think that'd be cool.
Mhm.
Um, Devil May Cry 5. I don't really care for the series. I own the first 3 games on PS3, but I never had the chance to play through all of them. Cuphead DLC, whoop de fucking do. Tunic, uh, Jump Force. Jump Force is very interesting to me. Jump Force has a bunch of different anime characters going
It,
head.
it's basically the Shonen Jump
Yep,
universe collided together.
yep. And I think that is well. I'm not a huge fan of the shonen, but I will say that I am really interested in playing in it. If it plays like a Warriors game, then I think it would be really fun. You know how much I love Warriors, and you know that One Piece Warriors game is really good. Um, and I would like to see that because I think it'd be pretty cool to play as like the Death Note guy. I think that'd be kind of cool. It's cool just to see fucking One Punch guy or whatever the fuck. Not One Punch. One Piece. To see fucking Floofy or whatever his name is there next to fucking
Luffy.
Luffy next to fucking Goku. I thought that was kind of cool. Dying Light 2. Now you and me, we played Dying Light 2 for like days and days.
Yeah.
I thought it was okay. Like the best part about it was being able to run from building to building. I enjoyed that. Story was shit, and then after you've done everything, yeah. Battletoads was a shock. We're getting a new Battletoads game. Like what the fuck? That was cool. Um, Just Cause 4. I got Just Cause 3 for free, and then Just Cause 2 for free. It's not a huge deal for me, but I wouldn't mind trying 4. 4 looks kind of fun. Uh, Gears Pop. That shit popped up, and I was like, really? I am interested to see how it plays because as someone mentioned, Gears Pop might be like the new Lego thing, and if Gears Pop works, then we might get actual console games of Pops, and that would be fucking cool considering Pops has so many different licenses. Like, it'd be cool to run around as like Big Daddy from Bioshock next to someone who's playing as like a Licker from Resident Evil. Like, that'd be pretty cool, if you know? Even if they are in pop form. Like, that's what I think. Gears Tactics on PC. I'm not huge into tactics, but if you're into tactics, that might be okay. Gears 5, I thought I might be interested in, but I really don't care for it. It looks like Gears, same way that the new Halo just looked like Halo. I'm not interested. And Cyberpunk, which is the new CD Red game or whatever the fuck the guys that made Witcher was, and I actually don't really care for that one much either. But I gave Microsoft Conference a B minus. I thought they did actually really decent, considering the fact that the last 2 years has been absolute shit for Xbox in general. Uh, I'm not blown away by their conference, but I am a little impressed. My biggest issue was the fact that they lied. Because when you say you have like 18 new console exclusive games, and then when you count them and there's actually only like 6, then you realize that they're actually counting DLC, and you realize that DLC is not a full fucking game, it's DLC, and they're straight up lying about having games, then it pisses me off. And I wanted to take their score down, but I think a B minus is actually pretty spot on for them, even if they did lie. So, all
Yeah.
right,
See, that's different to me. Just because I was definitely paying attention for this one, and I was hoping to see like promise, and all Microsoft could really give me was just disappointment altogether. I mean, there's some stuff that I'm kind of interested in. I mean, obviously, Forza Horizon 4, considering I'm a big racing geek, obviously I want to pick that up. But, like, in terms of anything else on the top of my head, I mean, of course, Fallout 76, definitely going to pick that up. Obviously, hands down, considering, what a coincidence, I live in West Virginia too. And also, Big Jim and Slim Jim are going to ride again.
Damn right.
But yeah, with a lot of their exclusives, it was to me, and just everything they showed was just man. It's like it was all watered down basically. And in terms of Gears goes, considering I used to be a big Gears guy, man, I'm just so disappointed for the fact that they're just putting off more spin-off games for that. Now, in terms of Gears Pops, I am a little interested to see where that goes. But like in terms of like tactical and the actual game itself, Gears 5, I just don't really care for it.
Well, what grade do you give them?
Well, despite even as you said, they lied in a lot of cases, and for the fact that everything was just so watered down to me personally, I'd have to give them a C.
Yeah, you're definitely. I looked at it and I was like, okay, what got them the B from me? It actually wasn't most of the shit they showed. It's what they didn't show. Like to me, they earn like what they got from me. They got points for Fallout. They got points for Shadows Die Twice because I wasn't expecting it. They got points for Nier. They got points for Exodus. Which, as I'm reading these, you'll notice something. They're not fucking exclusive. They're not console exclusives. Then, of course, a lot of these, the ones that they showed in the montage, look like fun, interesting games. I don't know because they ain't show enough. And then, Battletoads obviously gets a point from me. Shadow of the Tomb Raider looks fun. Session looks fun. Jump Force got a point for me. Like, certain things, they got certain points for. So, I give them a B-. So,
yeah.
B to me, like C plus and B- are basically the same thing. So,
all right. Well, ultimately for Microsoft for this, honestly, they had really nothing to lose,
yeah,
but more to gain. But even so, it was still disappointing to me, but not as disappointing as EA was. So.
No, EA was complete trash. And then here comes the one, Bethesda. Now, Bethesda's last year was a fucking F. It was awful. Bethesda was fucking garbage last year. But, man, did they kill it this year.
Oof.
So, first of all, the useless intro. I hated the intro, the thing where it's like, we're game developers and we're just like you. Obviously. Like, we didn't need that. I don't think that all game developers have superpowers. I get what you're getting at, but it was a waste of time. So that to me that was like a point off. Rage 2, one, I don't care about it. I didn't care about the first one. The weird band performance, and then the two fucking cringy weird dudes on the stage.
Oh God.
Holy fuck. That was cringy as shit. Gameplay for Rage 2, which it looks fine, but it's not for me. Elder Scroll Legends, it has new visuals and coming to consoles. Whatever. Elder Scrolls Online will have Wolf Hunter DLC and Murkmire DLC. Okay. Doom. Now, okay, this is kind of where it starts to get better and better. Doom Eternal, which is a sequel to fucking Last Doom, which was supposed to be amazing. Quake Champions is going to get more esports shit. I was hoping they're bringing it to console. Hasn't happened. Prey has a free update and New Game Plus and new DLC. Wolfenstein has a new DLC coming out called Youngblood, where you play as his daughters. VR Wolfenstein Cyberpilot and Prey. That looks interesting. Now this is where it gets good. Fallout 76 gameplay and online was announced, along with the release date, November 14th. That fucking got me right there. Mm-hmm. But when the guy walks out on stage, first of all, he had a great personality.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that was awesome. But when he says shit like, that map, that's an awesome map. It fucking glows in the dark. Killed it.
Dude, I fucking dropped dead when he said that. Fucking glows in the dark, man.
Yeah, and then, like, the collector's edition looks really cool. I enjoyed Fallout 76 gameplay. I enjoyed seeing a lot more of it. I'm so fucking excited for that. Fallout Shelter come to PS4 and Switch. That's okay. I'm not a huge fan. Fucking Elder Scrolls Blades, a new mobile game. It actually looks really fun. And it might actually be like the first mobile game that I buy, because it looks like an actual Elder Scrolls game and it looks good. Starfield, a new IP, their first new IP in over 25 years. That's some big fucking news.
Mm-hmm.
And then they did it. They killed it. Elder Scrolls 6. They fucking killed it. Like, they killed it with Fallout. But then they dragged the horse back in, and they shot that motherfucker 3 more times, is what they did. So at the end of the show, I went, holy fuck, Bethesda. B plus, A minus. Easily an A minus. And the only reason it doesn't get an A plus for me is because of the intro and the rage at the beginning. So, yeah, what'd you think of Bethesda?
Yeah, okay. Whew. Now, in terms of like the first half of Bethesda's conference briefing, whatever the hell you want to call it, it was boring to me. It's straight up, it was boring to me.
Yep.
And cringy parts,
a lot.
Yeah, very much a lot.
Yeah.
But, of course, like, as you said, the end, the very last guy to come up stage fucking nailed it with everything. Everything that Bethesda had to offer.
Yeah.
They fucking nailed it.
Mm-hmm.
Whew. And then not to, like, you know, they announced, like, a whole slew of shit for Fallout 76. Like, 5 times bigger than Fallout 4. And considering it's based on the state of West Virginia, that's the whole entire state. So, we go places, man. We go places.
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls, now, to be honest, haven't played Elder Scrolls ever. So I'm not really too excited about it, but I am intrigued, and I'm kind of glad that they promised something that people were dying to get their hands on.
Yeah.
And that I applaud to them for that, for sure. Like, yeah, just altogether, you know, they nailed it. And for my grade, I think I'll have. See, I was going to go for just a straight up A plus, but that's too, you know. Just push that aside. Let's go for a basic A. Why not?
Yeah, no. I'm going with an A minus because of the intro and rage. Like,
Right.
Like the first half. Like, if that second half didn't exist, it'd be either a C or a D plus.
Yeah.
But that fucking last half went
Yeah,
and said,
blew my mind.
yeah, okay, Devolver Digital Conference.
What could you possibly say about that?
It was fucking hilarious.
True.
Devolver, like usual, takes the piss out of giant video game corporations. It shit on the corporations. It was one giant joke. It was one giant joke, and it was funny. They did a good job. But where they fell short is the same area where they fell short last year. The jokes were funny, but there were no games.
Mm-hmm.
That is where Devolver, if they showed off, I get it. It's a joke. I understand. But if Devolver would also show off games, that would be amazing. But their games they showed off this year was Scum, which is like a online battle royale game or something. It didn't look interesting. My Friend Pedro for Switch and PC. That game looks fucking awesome. Like, I want to play that game right now. I want a ballerina twirl and blow fuckers to bits. Like, that game looks fun as fuck. Then Metal Wolf Chaos XD, which is a remake of an old From Software game. It looks okay, but really Devolver's conference is basically there for the joke. And that's fine as long as you have more games. But Devolver Digital Conference gets a C plus for me.
Yeah.
So,
I to be honest, I only seen like the last of it, like the very last joke where they murdered somebody pretty much. And yeah, that's really all I saw. But
like
from based of what you told me right just then, you know, it's the typical shit that they pulled last year, and except that they added a couple new games compared to last year where they announced just one.
But this one was actually funnier because they shit on loot boxes and they shit on Bitcoin and they shit on giant corporations that offer like all this DLC and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you know anything about the game industry, it's fucking hilarious. Like anyone who would watch it and wouldn't know anything about the game industry wouldn't get it. But if you're a huge part of the game industry and you watch shit about game industry and all that, you'll die. You will fucking die laughing. It is that funny.
Oh yeah, I completely follow the entire game industry through and through, but like, you know, like I said, I only caught the last bit of it. Wasn't that funny to me? But from as you just explained, if I would have sat there and watched the whole thing, I would have fucking laughed my ass off.
Yeah.
I would have been fucking rolling on the floor, even though I was already on the floor when I was watching it, or not watching it, but watching E3 altogether. But yeah, from like I said before, all the stuff that you basically explained just then, I don't know. Some couple things somewhat intrigue me. A lot of things don't. Just the jokes aside, you know, that's the conference altogether. And from where the conference is just jokes and not really showing a lot of games, considering it's E3, you know, show some shit. I have to give them probably a C minus.
No, I completely understand that. All right, Square Enix. I didn't expect anything from them. And they basically gave me what I expected with a little dash of salt.
A little dash.
A little dash. They showed off gameplay for Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which looks fun.
Mm-hmm.
Under the Moonlight patch for Final Fantasy Online. Final Fantasy Online cross Monster Hunter World. That was interesting. Ultimate Adventure Captain Spirit. Well, we already seen that. Dragon Quest XI, which is fucking Dragon Quest. Babylon's Fall, which don't look too bad, but don't look great either. Nier Automata. the one outside the definitive edition, Become Gods edition. Octopath Traveler, which is that old timey RPG game on the Switch, like it's an old timey looking RPG they put on the Switch. I'm not really interested.
Ragtime.
Yeah, Just Cause 4. The Quiet Man.
Quiet looks actually really interesting.
It does. Like that was to me. That was the most interesting thing there. It looked like a tech demo because the graphics look like shit.
Mm-hmm.
But it might be an interesting concept because it looks like you're like a kung fu master who's deaf. So it's kind of like Daredevil, and I'm interested to see where that goes.
Yeah, it shows some promise.
And then Kingdom Hearts 3. Theirs was short, not all that interesting, not really a lot I care about. I give it a C.
Yeah.
Not a plus, not a minus, just a C. It was it's passable.
Yeah. Yeah, so. I agree with you there. Yeah, like you said, yeah, I'm definitely intrigued with Quiet. I want to see where that goes, and if it shows a lot of promise, I'll definitely pick it up sometime in the future. And about the only other thing that I was really intrigued with Square Enix was Kingdom Hearts 3. Even though I didn't really play all the way through like 1 and 2 or any of the others in between them, but it still intrigued me nonetheless. So, yeah, it's a C for me. Just basic C.
All right, Ubisoft.
Go Ubisoft.
Well, they started with Just Dance 2019.
Called it.
Yeah, that's to be expected. Beyond Good and Evil 2. It's a prequel to the first game, and it showed gameplay. I'm not very interested in it, so people might give them a higher grade just because of that. Like, I remember either last year or the year before, people were like, Ubisoft won. Why? They showed a trailer for Beyond Good and Evil 2. And? You need more than one game to win, guys. Nah, they won. Okay. But anyway, it looks meh. Rainbow Six Siege, another mindset documentary. The documentary on people that play Rainbow Six Siege. Whoopty fucking do.
What the fuck was that? Get that shit out of here.
Trials Rising, which is a sequel to Trials. It looks kind of interesting.
Cringy intro.
Yeah. The Division 2, 3 DLC released in year 1, and all the DLC will be free. Mario Rabbids Donkey Kong Adventure, which I was kind of impressed. They brought out a band to play the Donkey Kong themes. See, it was cool, but they didn't play them long enough for me to care. So I was a little disappointed by that.
Yeah.
Skull and Bones actually does look like an interesting pirate game. Yeah. It looks like they took the pirate section from Assassin's Creed 4 and made a whole game out of them, which is fine because that was basically the best shit about Assassin's Creed 4 anyway. Mm-hmm. I think that would be really interesting to play co-op. Transference, which is like a weird psychological horror with Elijah Wood game. No gameplay. They've showed it 2 years in a row without really showing us anything. All we know is we go into other people's minds. So, Starlink. When they showed it off last year, I actually forgot that they did because it's just so meh. But they showed off again this year, and it's that weird Skylanders type game, but it has Star Fox in it now because
exclusive to Switch. Bye.
Yeah. For Honor is getting a DLC called Marching Fire, which has some old fucking
it's like the Shaolin.
Yeah, fucking characters. The Crew 2. and Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which I have no interest in. So I gave Ubisoft Conference a C. Not plus, not minus. I thought it was fucking boring. The only game I was really interested in was Skull and Bones. And yeah, so that was about it for me.
Yep. Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. But the only thing that was interesting to me personally was Skull and Bones because I Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag was my favorite Assassin's Creed game, but just because of the whole, you can battle with pirate ships and all that stuff, and for that to make it a whole entire game definitely intrigues me. So I want to see where they go from there. If it's going to be just exactly like what it is on this Black Flag, surely they're going to add some different features compared to that. It intrigues me, and everything else is basic. So just see.
PC gaming show. Now I was actually surprised because a lot of years it's just two jackoffs sitting on a stage talking about new graphic cards. So the fact that this year's PC gaming show was more about games than anything was a surprise. So they had Satisfactory, NeoCab, Mavericks Proving Grounds, which fucking, of course, is a Battle Royale game, The Forgotten City, Star Control Origins, Hunt Showdown, Archangel Hellfire, Sinking City, which is a Lovecraftian horror game. It looks interesting. Warframe, the Sacrifice update. And then what I like to call the Sega section. Sega is basically bringing a bunch of their old games to PC.
Go figure.
So we're getting Shenmue, Shining Renaissance, Yakuza Kiwami, Valkyrie Chronicles 4, Yakuza 0, and several others, which it was too fast and I missed a few.
So the good ones from Sega, not the shit ones.
Basically. Killing Floor 2 has a new weapon system and enemies. I thought that was pretty cool and new DLC. Road Redemption looks like that Road Rash game from back in the day. It don't look too bad. And then came the one thing that I was like, that's awesome. Maneater. The Be the Shark game. Maneater is basically Jaws the Revenge of the Game. Remember that Jaws game I showed you back on like PS2 and original Xbox?
Yeah.
Where you got to be the shark and eat people?
Mm-hmm.
That's what Maneater is.
So
you get to be a shark eating people again. Like I'm legit excited, and I hope it comes to consoles. Bravery Network Online, which is a fighting game. Morningstar, which I said it's a Harvest Moon meets Minecraft. Overwhelm is like a 2D platform shooter. Jurassic Park Evolution, which has been coming out for a bit. Stormlands VR, Nightcall, Sable, Star Citizen, Genesis Alpha 1, a new Don't Starve game called Don't Starve Hamlet. That looks interesting. Just Cause 4, Overkill's The Walking Dead. I don't know. I don't really know how I feel like that because it's just a first-person Walking Dead game again. So I guess it just matters how the story's written and stuff for that one. Telltale The Walking Dead final season. I'm a little excited about that. I do need to play the one before this one, the Frontier one, because I'm not really caught up on the story. But I wouldn't mind playing the final season to see how it ends. Noyota 2D platformer. 2 Point Hospital, which is like a hospital tycoon game. Realm Royale. Ooblets, Anno 1800s. This one actually caught my attention. Rapture Rejects. From the makers of Cyanide and Happiness comes a Battle Royale game. So it's their cartoon characters running around after the Rapture killing each other. It looks fun. And then, of course, Hitman 2. And then we come to Sony. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Grades for PC.
Oh, C plus.
Yeah. Yeah, I give him a C plus, even though I completely missed that one because I completely forgot the time for it. Yeah, from what you just described there, listed off, yeah, sounds interesting, looks interesting, even though I can't see it. Still C plus. Good job. We did.
Basically. Then Sony came. Now Sony, we gotta talk about Sony. All right. First of all, Sony press conference had one of the greatest openings I've ever seen at E3.
Mm-hmm.
Holy fuck, did they open up strong. The Last of Us 2 gameplay, and it had a new opening video. Oh my god, that game is just fucking amazing looking. The combat looks fluent. It's fucking gruesome.
Fucking A.
Oh my god, The Last of Us 2 is the graphics are so fucking good, and it just makes the gruesomeness pop. Every bullet hole, every chop, every cut, you feel it. Like it's so realistic looking. It's ugh, but God, is it amazing looking? Like it looks good. Like I seriously am excited for Last of Us 2. It looks great. Destiny 2 DLC for Forsaken. Man, Ghost of Tsushima though.
Oh,
God, that game looks
looks
fantastic.
fucking awesome.
Oh yeah. My notes say awesome looking samurai game. That's how awesome it is.
See, that's how I can describe it. It's a fucking awesome looking samurai game.
It
What you can
does.
really say.
Like Ghost of Tsushima is fucking amazing looking. Control, it's a new Remedy IP. It looks okay. It looks like their last one, which was the Xbox One exclusive game that had that show tied into it. Quantum Break.
Oh yeah, Quantum Break.
It looks like a different Quantum Break. Fucking Resident Evil 2 remake. Oh my god. That was good. That was good. And then it starts to dip. Tover Saves the Universe. Rick and Morty creator game. Kingdom Hearts 3. And then we get Mailman the video game. Death Stranding. We finally see gameplay and other details. And half the gameplay looks like a walking simulator. And then the other is this weird baby and an egg shadow people wanting to eat them and you clone game. I have no idea what Kojima is thinking with that game, but
yeah, Kojima confused the shit out of me with that. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Like, all I can think about is, like, it's a mailman game, but you're the stork. Like what I'm thinking is, like, every one of those guys walking through the snow carrying packs, they're storks. And they all have those babies in the egg in their packages. And what happens is the parents order the babies online, then the male guys have to carry them through all the treacherous weather through the rivers. Because this shows these motherfuckers walking through like lakes and shit. So, Mailman the video game is what I'm going to call that for now on, because what the hell? Then we got an announcement that, holy shit, I did not think I'd be seeing this year. Neo 2, that was something. And then Spider-Man gameplay. It looks okay. Nothing I'd buy day one. But I think it looks fine as like a Spider-Man game. Now Sony, I did. I honestly wanted to give them an A plus, but I can't do that. So I'm going to give them an A minus. The reason why I can't give them an A plus is because of Tover, because I don't think it deserved to be at E3. Like, I seriously don't. It didn't deserve to be there. We had already seen Kingdom Hearts 3 multiple times, and Destiny 2 DLC. Woo. So, like I said, to be honest, I would have definitely said that they beat Bethesda, but the Tover thing really,
It really killed them there.
yeah, like I said, B plus A minus for them because fucking Tover. Like Tover and Kingdom Hearts 3, uh, and maybe Death Stranding, just because we still don't know nothing about Death Stranding.
Mm-mm.
Even seeing gameplay and some of the story, we still don't know nothing about it. So, what's your take on Sony?
Yeah. Basically the same as yours. Fucking beautiful, perfect start with Last of Us Part 2. Fucking loved the shit out of that, even though I wasn't like, too intrigued with Last of Us altogether. But, it's something I definitely would pick up in the future just because it looks a lot more fluent than the first one.
Yep.
A lot more beautiful
Yep.
and shows a lot of promise.
It
Uh,
does.
like, you know, my down takes are exactly as yours, like the Rick and Morty creator game, whatever it is. Fucking the confusing shit with Death Stranding. Don't know what the fuck to expect. I'm I'm just gonna have to follow it to see what it possibly could promise, and it'll have to impress me. That's all I have to say. It'll have to impress
Well,
me if I want to pick it up.
one thing you gotta say, I mean, Death Stranding has great fucking graphics.
Oh no, hands down, it looks awesome. It looks awesome in terms graphics wise, but like in
Yeah.
terms of where is it going with its story or
Gameplay.
gameplay and everything, you know, still know nothing really about it.
Yeah. So what do you grade them?
I'd probably have the same grade as you, about B plus A minus.
And then the final one, Nintendo.
Didn't watch it, didn't care for
You're
it.
gonna actually be surprised at what I gave it.
Oh, wow, really?
hmm Okay, Nintendo. We started with Xenoblade Chronicles 2 DLC. Okay. Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu, which is now a co-op game. So it's same couch co-op. That's interesting.
A little intriguing.
And it connects with Pokemon Go, so every Pokemon you get in Pokemon Go can be put into this game.
Mhm.
So it's interesting. Super Mario Party, the new Mario Party game for the Switch. It looks fun. Fire Emblem Three Houses. Fortnite on Switch.
Yeah.
Overcooked 2. Killer Queen Black. It looks interesting. Hollow Knight looks like a cool little 2D platformer type game shooter. Octopath Traveler, man. Starlink, man. Arena Valor, man. Fucking Minecraft
But Minecraft
coming to Switch.
wasn't already on Switch.
I thought so, but they also are talking about new DLC too. I don't know. I kind of zoned out when Minecraft came on the screen.
Random.
PixARK.
Was
Split.
that arc pixelated?
No. Ark, the game
Yeah.
Ark. Yeah,
Yeah.
PixARK. It's the one that's on Xbox One already.
So arc pixelated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
Splatoon, Octo expansion, Ninjala, Ark itself, Wasteland 2, Fallout Shelter, Sync Heroin. Wolfenstein 2, Mega Man 11. Okay.
Wait, is that all one game? Wolfenstein 2, Mega Man 11? Is
Oh
it a
yeah.
crossover?
Oh yeah. No, let's hold up, because Nintendo at that point would have been a D plus, and then they did good. They did good.
Holy
They
shit,
got
they did good for once.
when they showed off the new Smash Brothers game. Super Smash Brothers Ultimate has every Smash Brother character ever.
Hmm.
Every character, even Snake, is coming back for this game. They have a lot of them has revamped power moves. The graphics are bumped up. They look really good. And Ridley from Metroid joins the battle.
Really?
Yep.
Hmm.
If I had a Switch, I'd buy the new Smash Brothers hands down. It looks great. It looks really good. So, Nintendo, considering the fact that I gave them points for a co-op Pokemon game, I thought that was interesting. I gave them points for the new Mario Party game. It looks interesting. And I gave them point after point for Smash Brothers Ultimate and then Ridley playing in it. Nintendo gets a C plus B minus.
Hmm.
I was shocked. Fucking, they got me. I didn't think Smash Brothers would look as good as it did, but congrats, Nintendo. You did good this year. You did good.
Hmm.
So, what do you think?
Well, like I said, I don't really care for Nintendo because just feel like they just show the same shit, and like whatever they show, it's already been announced.
Yep.
Uh, so they would have to go real in depth with a lot of things that they wanted to press me. But at the same time, I'm never going to pick up a Switch anyhow. So, but from what you just listed off there, um, actually kind of impressed me a little bit. I will admit that. Um, but again, at the same time, like I said, just not interested in Nintendo. So personally, I eh, I'll give them a C plus. C
Yeah.
plus.
C plus is definitely fair. So, all right. Well, all right, guys. That wraps it up. This has been Gaming News with Chris and Will post E3 2018. So, tell us, what was your favorite announcement at E3? Did any of your favorite predictions come true? If they did, please put it in the comments section.
Yep.
Peace out.
Hopefully you enjoyed. Peace.
Peace.